And then this one, this fifth one, I really love this one, is to reflect on Allah's names and attributes. Like really reflect on Allah's names and attributes and know who He is. Like you can't truly love someone until you know who they are. You can like an idea of someone, but you can't love an idea of someone. You have to know some part of them. And so similarly, we can't truly love Allah until you know who He is through His characteristics. And but once you start that journey, well, it's impossible not to love Allah. Like I genuinely feel like this was like a turning point in my life for me, like being able to like study Allah's names and know who He is, and um how He describes Himself and what that means to Himself, but also how He describes Himself and what that means for us. And just that whole process is such a beautiful process of like falling in love with Allah. So really, really do recommend like knowing who Allah is through His names, and actually keep on going back to it, because like you're at a certain point in your life and a certain name or certain set of names will resonate with you because of where you are in your life. But when you move on with your life, like you'll be in another situation and a different set of names will resonate with you. So always go back to this as well. Like just keep on revisiting it, and you'll always forever remain in love with Allah. Another thing that you can do is recognize Allah's manifestations in your life. Like go through your life and just think about all the different things that have happened in your life and how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has like subtly like directed your life to be where you are today. Um, and you might be in a like a great place right now, and you can look back and say it was that job, it was that missed promotion, it was, you know, going through that really dark period where I was completely removed from Allah, and I was literally lost, and then He found me and He brought me back. That it could be that. It could be that you're actually in that state right now. You are like actually in darkness right now, but none of it is without purpose, and Allah is literally still speaking to you, and He is still calling you back to Him. And so like just recognize Allah's manifestations in your life. If someone is urging you to go back to Allah, recognize that, and seeing Allah's manifestations in your life really helps you to love Him, because you realize that He's always working in your favor, always working to benefit you, always working to bring you back to Him. Another thing is to present your brokenness to Allah. Like when you are absolutely at your most vulnerablest, you know, if you run to your parent or to someone else, eventually that person will not be able to be there for you, but Allah will always be there for you. He will always, the moment you need Him and you turn to Him in your absolute brokenness, He will envelop you in His love and in His care and His protection, and He will restore you. He will build you back up again. Wherever you need, He will patch you back up. Not just patch you, but like literally restore you to better than how you were before you were broken. So always present your brokenness to Allah. And when you do that, because you are giving Him your most vulnerable version of yourself, that's the person that you really, really trust. So do that and you will love Allah. Another thing that the ninth thing that the 8th thing that He said, sorry, my math is completely gone, is to find solitude with Allah in the last part of the night. So really, really make the effort to do your tahajjud with Allah. That time of night when everyone else is asleep, you're the one having an audience with Allah, is so special. And you can cry, you can plead, you can talk with like opening up the depths of your heart to Him and pour it all out, and you will always come away from that conversation feeling so much lighter and so much fuller all at the same time. Sit with Allah, sit with people who remember Allah. That's the 9th advice. Like, sit with people who remember Allah and who are truthful, because when you sit around people like that, you can't help but learn from them. You can't help but have that kind of contagious love for Allah like rub off on you. And if you can't find people like that to be around, then just stay silent, stay away from people, because it's so much better not to speak than to say something that isn't beneficial. And then the last thing that Imam Ibn al-Qayyim says is to distance yourself from everything that separates you from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The moment you are able to build that habit in yourself, you are not taking a step away from Allah, you are taking a step closer to Allah. Every time you distance yourself from anything that takes you away from Allah, you are obviously coming closer to Allah. So really, really try hard to do those 10 things, and inshallah we will have Allah's love reciprocated back to us. So yeah, I hope you benefited from today's reminder. It was a long one, but I feel like it's worth it, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.